My name is Sarah. I am 32 years old. I have been married to my husband, Daniel, for 6 years. We lived a happy life together in a small but beautiful house. I trusted him completely, and I thought my family was just as happy for us. I also had a younger sister named Emily. She was 2 years younger than me. Growing up, we were very close. We shared secrets, clothes, and dreams. I always believed she would be by my side forever. After my wedding, Emily often visited our home. At first, I was happy. I loved spending time with my sister. Daniel was always kind and respectful to her. Everything seemed normal. One evening, while we were having dinner, I noticed Emily laughing a little too much at Daniel's jokes. I told myself I was imagining things. After all, they were family. As the months passed, Emily started coming over more often. Sometimes she arrived without calling first. She always found a reason to stay longer than expected. I tried not to think about it. One Saturday afternoon, I came home from shopping earlier than planned. When I entered the living room, I saw Emily sitting very close to Daniel on the couch. They quickly moved apart when they noticed me. A strange feeling filled my heart. Daniel looked uncomfortable. Emily smiled nervously. I asked what they were talking about, but neither gave a clear answer. That night, I could not sleep. I kept replaying the scene in my mind. I wanted to trust them, but something felt wrong. A few days later, Emily posted a photo on social media. She was wearing a dress that looked almost identical to one I had worn on my anniversary dinner with Daniel. Under the picture, she wrote, "Some people are lucky enough to find their soulmate." The caption made me uneasy. Friends started commenting on how beautiful she looked. I tried to ignore it, but the feeling in my chest grew heavier. One evening, Daniel received a text message while he was taking a shower. I was not the type of person who checked someone else's phone, but the message appeared on the screen. The sender was Emily. The message said, "I miss talking to you. Please don't tell Sarah." My hands began to shake. I could not believe what I was seeing. I felt hurt, confused, and angry all at once. When Daniel came out of the bathroom, I showed him the message. His face immediately turned pale. "Sarah, I can explain," he said quietly. I demanded the truth. Daniel sat down and told me everything. He admitted that Emily had been messaging him for months. She often complained about being lonely and asked him for advice. At first, he thought she simply needed someone to talk to. But over time, her messages became more personal and inappropriate. Daniel said he never encouraged her. In fact, he tried to keep his distance. He did not tell me because he did not want to create problems between me and my sister. I wanted to believe him, but I needed proof. Daniel handed me his phone and told me to read the messages. As I scrolled through the conversation, tears filled my eyes. Most of the messages came from Emily. She complimented Daniel constantly and hinted that they would make a better couple. One message broke my heart. Emily had written, "If Sarah wasn't in the picture, things would be different." Daniel's replies were polite but distant. He repeatedly reminded her that he loved his wife and respected their marriage. For the first time, I realized that my husband was not the problem. My own sister was crossing boundaries. The next day, I invited Emily over. I wanted to hear her side of the story. When she arrived, I showed her the messages. Her confident smile disappeared immediately. At first, she denied everything. Then she blamed loneliness. Finally, she admitted the truth. "Yes," she whispered. I developed feelings for Daniel. The room fell silent. I could hardly breathe. Hearing those words from my own sister felt like a knife in my heart. I asked her how she could betray me after everything we had shared. Emily started crying. She said she had always compared her life to mine. She felt jealous of my happiness, my marriage, and the stability I had built. Instead of working on her own life, she became obsessed with mine. Her confession hurt, but it also explained many things. The constant visits, the messages, and the strange behavior all made sense now. I told Emily that trust is difficult to build and easy to destroy. She apologized repeatedly. She begged for forgiveness. But some wounds cannot heal overnight. I asked her to leave and told her I needed time. For several months, I had no contact with Emily. It was one of the hardest decisions I had ever made. During that time, Daniel and I focused on our marriage. We talked openly and honestly. We worked through the pain together. Slowly, the sadness began to fade. Our relationship became stronger because we faced the problem as a team. 1 year later, Emily contacted me again. She had started therapy and was working on herself. She wrote a long letter taking responsibility for her actions. For the first time, her apology felt sincere. I agreed to meet her for coffee. The conversation was emotional, but it was also healing. Emily admitted that her jealousy had nearly destroyed our family. She said she regretted her actions every day. Forgiveness was not easy. It took time and patience. But carrying anger forever would only hurt me. Little by little, I allowed my sister back into my life. Things were never exactly the same, but they became better. Today, I understand an important lesson. Sometimes betrayal comes from the people we trust the most. However, difficult experiences can reveal who truly values and respects us. My husband remained loyal during the hardest moment of our marriage. My sister faced the consequences of her choices and worked to become a better person. Life is not perfect. Families make mistakes. People fail. But honesty, accountability, and forgiveness can help us move forward. My sister tried to steal my husband. But in the end, the truth protected my marriage and taught us all a valuable lesson. The end.